Yeah, so I'll give a quick introduction to myself. So my name's Daniel Driggs. I'm the owner of this amazing venue. I have to give credit where credit's due. My mother designed everything, so huge shout out to her. But yes, so we've had some fun building this thing and I've been acting like an adult, trying to bring life to this beautiful building. And then I own Crisp Catering, and we've done a few thousand events. We started 3 years ago, and we've had fun just learning the wedding world. So I started actually in door-to-door sales, and then a buddy called me during COVID and said, "Hey, I cannot refund any events. Can you help me sell catering events?" And I said, "I know nothing about catering. I know nothing about this industry. I have no clue what's going on." And we just made it work. We had fun. I had fun learning it. We went from 100 events during that COVID time to 800 events with this other company. It's Thirst, if you guys have heard of Thirst Catering. And we made a lot of mistakes, and I had a lot of fun learning that. And he was very kind to let me practice on his company. And then he was fine when I left, weirdly enough. No. And then I started Crisp 3 years ago, and we've had fun ever since. And so I'm going to be just talking about 12 tips to squeeze the most out of your calendar year. So these are tips that we do monthly, that we try to focus on monthly to get more clients, more profits, better service, better employees, everything in between. I tend to live by I call it my strategic objective. I believe that a company starts to win the game of business when they do 5 things. They have happy customers, happy employees, an amazing brand. How people talk about them is positive. Growth. They are not a dying company. They continue to grow. They don't plateau. They grow. And then lastly, profits. And we're still in the process of perfecting each of those every year, every month. And this is some of the ways that we've been able to accomplish that. And we're happy to share everything. So first off, January is the time to set goals. I know January is the start of the year, but give yourself all of January to get crystal clear on your goals. You guys just had a huge December. December's crazy in the wedding world. You have both corporate and wedding events. And so give yourself January to get ready for the year. Set clear visions, clear goals, personal and personal and as a company. And then my tip is to tell everyone those goals. And so my biggest goal with Crisp is be profitable as much as I can, which is so narcissistic and so not good to say out loud, but I want you guys to hold me accountable to that. We're going into our 3rd year, and we want to profit well. My other personal goal, and this is way more stressful to say in front of 70 people and ask you guys to hold me accountable, but I want to run an Ironman in September. So I need you guys to hold me accountable to that. And that's way scarier to say out loud. Now that I'm saying it, maybe a marathon. We're doing a marathon. No, I'm just kidding. So hold me accountable to that. And I truthfully believe the more people that know your goals, the more stressful it is not to hit them. The more people that are going to ask, "Oh, how'd that Ironman go? How'd that marathon go? How'd this go?" And you have to say, "Oh, I chickened out. I'm just not going to do that." Especially now that I have all of these people who know both those goals. So follow up with us. We're excited about this. And break down your goals. Break them into weekly, monthly, daily tasks. And dream big. You guys have a full year to do stuff. Do cool things. Next thing is in February, and as you guys know in the industry, February, it sets the kind of just the level at what you're going to perform the rest of the year in sales and marketing. The better you have, or the better February you have, the better year you have. Focus on knocking it out of the park in February. It establishes what your March is going to look like. You get used to it. Then your April, when you're getting ready for summer, you're focused on these cells. You know what that standard is. You know what you have to hit month after month after month. But February, invest in digital marketing, invest in partnerships, social media, become friends with other wedding professionals. Everyone tends to be a little bit slower operationally in February. Spend time boosting your marketing and online presence in February. March, focus on customer relations. So similar to February, getting sales, March, get ready for the summer. You guys are going to have new venues you're working at. Hopefully you guys are all working here a bunch. We would love that. Come meet with us, or come meet with any of those venues that you don't know, you don't have a relationship with. People that you people that you want to work with. If you want to work in Siempre, or you want to work in these top venues, just ask them. They tend to be cool people. They tend to be people that are trying to hit goals and trying to grow their companies and trying to be successful just like all of you guys. Talk to them. The coolest thing about the wedding world is everyone's willing to help each other out. Most of the people that get into the wedding world love throwing parties, love throwing events, and tend to be social people. They tend to care about people. They tend to care about the creative side, weddings, love, all of those things that are really cool that make weddings. That's the people you get to work with. It's awesome. It's one of the coolest things about our industry is it's not really cutthroat. And if you meet someone that's cutthroat, it tends to be weird. It tends to be like, whoa, that's odd. Like, why are you not sharing secrets? Like, that's what we do. We want to share secrets. I want everyone in this room to succeed. I think that that's the same way with most of the people here. And if it's not, just ask. Just become friends with people that are cool. They don't last long in the industry. April, this is fun because you're just getting ready for the summer. And when summer hits, you tend to have last minute things. For us with catering, the amount of people that call me 2 weeks before their event and say, hey, I have this event in 2 weeks. Can you do it? Like, and it's, I almost want to ask, like, did you just forget about catering? Did they cancel? What happened? How did this happen? How are we here? It's 2 weeks away. Yeah, we have 400 people coming. It's in 2 weeks. It's like, you knew 400 people were coming. How did you not hire anyone? How did this not happen? But that's the case. Some people, and it tends to go into priorities. Some people don't prioritize your part of the industry. That's okay. Some people don't care about catering. They think about it at the last second, they go, oh crap, I do need to feed 400 people. Oh, that does matter. And then they call you. On average, when we look at it in the end of the year, we have between 20 and 30% of our deals happen within 2 weeks, which is crazy. And being willing to say yes and just rolling with the punches and committing in April, it's a little bit harder to commit in May, June, July, a little bit more difficult, but commit and learn how to say yes to last minute events. Obviously, we can't please everyone. When it's September 18th, which is always a weird date. There's like a middle week in September that I get like 400,000 calls, and I have no idea why. Yes, thank you. I don't know why. It's just like, Isn't it weird? I don't get it. But aim to say yes. Obviously, don't ruin all of your operations to say yes to that 20-30%, because again, it's 20-30%. But if you want a way to grow your company by 10 to 15%, shrink those operations. Shrink the time that it takes from someone to say yes to, or that someone is asking to closing. These are the fastest customers, easiest to close. They have the least problems because they don't prioritize your thing. So they tend to be easier. Yeah, it's easy. It's like, oh yeah, $10,000? Yeah, sounds good. Cool. Sweet. We'll send over the contract. Do you want a taste test? Nah, we're good.
They almost never care how much it costs.
Yes. Cost doesn't matter. They don't need taste tests. They don't ask questions. Oh, well, we have questions for you. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's like, I just do what you do. We're paying you. All right, cool. And if there's ever problems, they're typically okay with it. May is an important month because you probably just hired a bunch of people to get ready for the summer, whether that's helpers with photography, whether it's little florists, whether it's, I don't know why I said little, I was thinking like a flower girl, don't know why, but yes. Yes, little high schoolers that are working events for you. May, you need to reiterate your core values. What I mean by core values are these are what I judge all of my employees based on. Meaning every hiring, every firing, every promotion, every talk goes back to one of, and we have 6 things. And I'll show you this. It's a different screen, but you can kind of see this. Hopefully we can get through point out all of these. We have 6 things, and you can't really tell, but our logo is a hexagon, and I am shaky with this. So, but each side of the hexagon represents one of these 6 things. We reiterate these things constantly because if I can't trust one of my employees to do all of these 6 things, cool, I don't need them. We can let go. We can hire fast. We can fire fast. Obviously, if you're going to send someone to do someone's wedding, and I say this all the time to a lot of our employees, we are like an airline. If you knew 1 in 100 flights that you took was going to end in you crashing, you would never fly. No one would ever fly. So 1 in 100 in the wedding world is similar. If you know 1 in 100 of your events, something goes wrong, something malfunctions, something breaks, it's just we are in an industry where perfection matters. They wouldn't hire you. If they knew that was even a possibility that something was going to go wrong. And so when you're trusting your teams, when you're trusting the people that you hire to represent you and to fly the plane, they have to live these 6 things. For us, it's integrity, grit, goodwill, thoughtful, empathetic, and the willingness to refine. And we have little phrases with this. We are honest. We work hard. We are kind always. We care. We are focused on others. And we are hungry to improve. These 6 things are the 6 sides of our logo. It's what matters to us. And it's, again, every hiring, firing, and promotion I ever do is based on these 6 things. June, we're halfway through, so I'll go a little bit faster because I want to answer some questions. But June's fun. You're doing a lot of events. You still are excited. You're not exhausted from from the full summer yet. You're still into the summer. This is a great month to be creative. Try new things. Add new menu items. If you want to create your winter menu or fall menu or other things, try it out and then upsell it. Call your customers. Hey, I want to add let's say, I don't know, a butternut squash soup in the fall. I know your event's in the middle of the summer. Can I just add this to your order or add it as a side and see how it tastes? Get feedback from some of your customers. You can either charge them for that, or you can just give it to them. If you want to test certain things out, June's a great month to do it because you have events and you're excited and you have energy and you're having fun. So June's a great time to do this. Come September, it's the end of the war. You don't want to try anything new. July is evaluate what goals you set. So going back to, or you started. Going back to January, you should always be paying attention to your goals. But July, there's a lull. For some reason, there's like 2 weeks where it's a little bit slower than the rest of the year. That happens in July every time. Take that time to really evaluate your progress. How are you doing compared to what you set in January? And this is why I say get so serious about your January goals. At this point, make the hard decisions. If you're not hitting a profit goal, if you're not going to hit a sales goal, if you're not going to hit a review goal and positive reviews and positive feedback, make the hard decisions. Let go of people. Clean house. Make the decisions that no one else does, and that will propel you throughout the rest of the summer. Thank you. Time. I'm just kidding. No, it will propel you throughout the rest of the summer. It's like removing a big weight off your back. Obviously, and July is a great time to do it. You have that time. You have a little bit of a lull. Great time to evaluate and make those difficult decisions. August. This is a time to refine your workflows. At this point, you have a lot of people you trust. You hired them beginning of the summer. They've done a lot of events with you. Take time to refine your workflows. Work on perfecting versus doing. Trust some of your teams. Give them a little bit more of a leash. Give them a little bit more trust. If they've earned your trust so far, give them a little bit more trust and refine what you wish you could do behind the scenes. September. This is a good time to invest in new things. You're getting into the winter months. Your menu might change. Your operations might change. Piggybacking off of August, you've redefined workflows. Add some new equipment, add some new tools, make sure everything's working efficiently, fix things. September's a good month to do it. Again, this is another month where a lot of your employees might go back to school, things might change. So, good time to just really evaluate where you're at as a company. October, this is a good time to foster and develop leadership. The reason October's so good for really going all in on some of your key leaders is because November is nothing again. It's another lull. So October, you can focus, you can trust, you have a lot of events, but if something goes wrong, you have a whole month to fix it. You have a full month to refine processes right after October. But again, October is a time to develop leadership and trust your team to make that leap and make that next step. November, I am huge on this, and it is plan your holidays. Everyone in this space likes throwing parties, or guess what? You're not in this space. That means you probably like throwing your own parties, your own holiday parties, your own Christmas, your own everything else. Or it's been knocked out of you because you've been in this business for too long. Or you wait till December 23rd when all of your time or your work is done, and you then plan your holidays last second, and you're losing your mind. November, really focus on yourself, really plan out those holidays. Again, you should have trusted your team and this is why October is so important to trust your team, is November, they can clean up those last few events. November, you should plan for the holidays, focus on, yourself. And this leads us to December, and this is super important. You have two massive groups or two massive industries asking for your time. You have daytime events from corporate. corporate parties, corporate luncheons, corporate bartending, whatever it is. You have tons of corporate events, and then in the evening, you have weddings. As much fun as it is to double down in this month, it's very easy to get clients. It's very easy to sell deals during this month. For the first 2 weeks of December, double down. Work as hard as you can. Do daytime events, do nighttime events. As much as you're able, do double the amount of work in those first 2 weeks, and then reflect. The last 2 weeks are cakewalk. Go out of town, go on a trip, reflect, and be proud of yourself. This is a cool industry. It's a tough industry. Again, perfection matters, and again, it goes back to the 5 things we care about: our customer happiness, employees, our brand, profits, and growth. Reflect on those 5 things, and yeah, learn from your year. So grateful again for you guys being here. So grateful to talk with you. I would love to answer some questions. After this, we're going to head that way and get lunch. So yes, but let's answer some questions.
Do you guys have a handout with this? Or? Yes.
Yes, we have a handout with everything. So you guys will have all of these slides. Are they printed out?
No, it's a QR code.
So we have a QR code with everything. So that's perfect. What other questions do you guys have? Yeah.
I feel like something that I can sometimes struggle with is finding good systems for training the leaders. I feel like the leaders are awesome, but then I feel like they're creatives too, and they don't want to lead. And I didn't want to lead either. So, like, what would you say is the best for training your leaders? Because I think that's where the things fall apart. Is like the leader didn't train the next person.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying you can train like your 3-4 people, but then how do they train? Yeah. That's a great question, and it's something that I'm still trying to figure out. So as much as I'm like going to answer this, I just know there's a lot of improvement for me too. I hire really good leaders. That's one of the things, is hire people where you tend not to be or excel. And then on top of that, set clear goals and then give them free rein. I think creatives especially do really good with just total trust. And the same, and although yes, perfection matters. Your first few events, I promise you wish more than anything you could redo. They're gonna feel the same way. I still remember my first boxed lunch event, my sales guy calls me and he goes, "Hey, I just closed this deal, we're doing it." And I'm like, "I'm out of town, so I don't know who's doing this." I get home the morning we are delivering this. We've never done box lunches. And we go and drop these box lunches off, and I open one up because he'd been making it and everything else with a couple other people. I opened it up, and it's like 2 slices of Grandma Sycamore, Cheetos bag, melted chocolate strawberry, and I was like, how am I supposed to give this to anyone? I cannot. We had 400. So it was like, I was sick to my stomach. I'm like, I am a catering company, and I just did this. And did he ever do that again? No, he was great. He figured it out. And did it hurt? Yes. Was it my most profitable event I ever did? Yes. I charged like $4,000 and it was like $500. No, I called them and said, let me refund this. I'm so sorry. But no, let them make mistakes. Give them that space to make mistakes and trust them, especially creative people. They want that trust, and sometimes they don't trust themselves to do that. So you have to be their trust for them, if that makes sense, or their anchor. Yeah, what other questions? Love it. Great. I'm amazing. Answered 12 things. This is great, and I'm perfect at it. No, you guys are awesome. Seriously, thank you. Let's go get some food. Thank you guys for being here.